Everybody's always talking about the importance of your network. Your network is your net worth. It's so cliche. God, I'm so tired of hearing about it. And the problem is, what does it realistically mean to cultivate your network with care? What are you looking for in the people that would indicate you have surrounded yourself with the right network? Well, we're going to answer that question today. What I want to share with you are 3 things that you should be looking for as you go to craft your network. And you should craft your network with intention and with care. In the same way that you work on yourself, work on your skills, you should be asking yourself, who am I associating with? What are they bringing into my life? What am I bringing into their life? What are we contributing in this exchange of energy, knowledge, and resources, right? So if you've ever wondered though, like, okay, what should I be on the lookout for? It's because it's not just, is that person further along on the journey than you, right? It's not, are they just where I want to go and then I just get around them and emulate them? There's other characteristics that we want to look for. The very first thing is just to be aware that we need to be very careful about who we take advice from, right? And so when we surround ourselves with people, it is important to surround ourselves with the people who are, if we want to be healthier, that they are healthy, right? If we want to be financially fit, that they are also financially fit, because who we surround ourselves is a reflection of who we become. So the 3 things that I would look for with intention as you build out your close network of relationships is how they think about life in 3 distinct ways. The first is, do they think different than you? It's really important that you do not surround yourself with people who are just in an echo chamber of your own beliefs. If everybody is saying the same things that you hang out with, nobody is thinking in a contrarian fashion, everybody's always in agreement. If there is no friction in how they think relative to how you think, then they are not complementing your weaknesses or your strengths. They are just duplicating. In the same way that that's a bad recipe for a partnership in a business, everybody has the same skills, that's no bueno. When you surround yourself with people who just think the same, everybody is, we're all, conservatives, or we're all liberals, or we're all capitalists, or we're all socialists. Like, if you see the world the same as everybody around you, then you converge on just a singular point of view that is blinded to all the other potential perspectives of the world. And the reality is that there is no objective truth. There is no objective right or wrong. There are just a myriad of individual perspectives of the world. And you want to surround yourself with people who think differently about the world than you. And because if you don't do that, again, you're going to get blindsided and you're going to get locked into one of the most pervasive traps, which is something Scott Orson Card pointed out, which is that we question all of our beliefs except those we truly believe and those we never think to question at all. That's where most people fall into. They are so hard and fast in what they believe about the world that they never consider the alternative. I know for myself, that is what, in a very large way, contributed to me living in the back of a van at 28 years old with no clue what to do next with his life, was I had surrounded myself with people who saw the world in a very distinct way, and I never thought to question, maybe there's a better way, maybe there's a different way. So that's number 1. Look for people who think different than you. Number 2, look for people who think better than you. That means if you are the smartest person in the room, then it's just a matter of time until you get pulled down to the average, because every room reverts to the mean. If you're the outlier on the top end, they're going to pull you back down to their level. However, if you're the outlier on the bottom end and you're surrounded by everybody who's smarter than you, guess what? You're going to get pulled up to that average. So we want to make sure that we are not just the smartest person in the room. We need to go get into better rooms if that is the case. Now, when it comes to thinking better, it's not just about pure intelligence. It's also just about the intention that they bring to the act of thinking. A lot of people never sit down to really consider what they think on a topic. This is why I'm such a big fan of journaling and of writing, because that is the physical manifestation of your ephemeral thoughts. Taking these thoughts and making them physical and putting them on paper forces you to wrestle and confront those ideas in a way that you never can when it's just floating through your mind. And so you want to be around people who have taken the time to systematically consider why they think the things they do. The ones who have come to an intentional conclusion on a topic rather than just reading the headlines, reading or listening to the sound bites, and then accepting the status quo. The people who think independently and critically for themselves are the ones who think better. And you want to get around those people because in life, the clarity of thought that you can bring to any situation is going to play a disproportionate amount of leverage on the ultimate result you get. The better you think, the better your actions are going to be in alignment with the goals that you have. So get around people who think different and who think better. Third, get around people who think abundantly. Think abundantly. Most people are so small-minded and they believe that the world is a zero-sum game, which means in order for one person to win, somebody else has to lose. If you get around those people, their reality will become yours, and their reality, your beliefs about reality will become true. So you need to be very careful about surrounding yourself with pessimistic, cynical, skeptical people, right? Because they will manifest that reality. Get around people who think abundantly, who think optimistically, because this in itself is a form of a skill that you can develop. Because when you think that the world is a pie that we can all expand and make it bigger and better and everybody can get a bigger, better slice, rather than my slice comes at the expense of your slice, when you get around those people, you start finding solutions to problems in different ways. Rather than being competitive and trying to take what somebody else has, you start thinking collaboratively. How can we build this thing bigger and better together? And if you get around people who think like that, if you get around people who think abundantly, who think better, and who think differently, then it's just a matter of time until you start growing into your highest and best self. And that, above and beyond anything else, is what I want for you and myself. So let's go do it. That's going to do it for me, guys and gals. I appreciate you, as always. Thanks for being here. But until next time, stay hyper-focused, my friend.